Okay, folks, I'm going to make a statement. You'll think I'm mad. If you know this singer, if you know these songs, you think I am mad. I promise you that. Here we go. Carrie Underwood sings Guns N' Roses songs better than AXEL Rose. I'll repeat that because you're going to be like this thinking years out thinking he's not just said that. Carrie Underwood sings Guns N' Roses songs better than AXEL Rose. Well, better than he does now. I personally think his voice has gone. It's not anywhere near what it was. I think although he could do it live, he was never as good as in the studio. Many aren't. The odd one is. I don't think he was quite as good. I actually heard something about 3 or 4 days ago. I read Carrie Underwood does Ace of Spades by Motorhead. I thought, I've got to listen to that. Anyway, I did yesterday, and it wasn't awful. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was okay, but it seemed a bit weird. I know in the past she's done Guns N' Roses songs with AXEL Rose. It's a big hero. By the way, for those of you that don't know Carrie Underwood, she's a country and western singer. She came around off American Idol. I would suggest the best winner they've ever had on there, but that's only my opinion. There's been 3 or 4 crackers. I put her just about at the top of the tree. I think she's the best we've ever seen from American Idol, X Factor, Pop Idols, all of those, for me. Country and western singer. When she started doing country and western, a lot on the country and western brigade didn't like her because they said, she's not really a country and western singer. She's a modern singer. She's too modern. She's more pop. Now, I'll tell you, she can do country and western. She can do pop. She certainly can do rock, which is very unusual. She can do everything. She's just massively talented, a brilliant vocalist with a massive voice. A massive voice. Can get high, can get deep, can do it all. Brilliant. Anyways, I'm digressing. I'm going to come back to her in a minute and what I think of her and where I put her in the pantheon of other singing stars. Pantheon, I've never used that one before. That one is a biggie for me. Anyway, let's get back to Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades. Right, so she sung it, wasn't bad. I know she's done a couple of Guns N' Roses songs before with AXEL Rose, and I thought they were a bit all over the place because I thought she didn't want to drown him out because she's got a powerful voice. She drowns many blokes out. He was trying to be mindful of her, and I don't think it really gelled and really worked. And the sound was a bit all over the place, and a lot of it was done on people's mobile phones. It never comes out quite right. I read the other day that she's recently done an Ozzy Osbourne song, and I believe it's absolutely out of this world. I've not yet heard it, so I'm going to. But last night, when I was watching her do Ace of Spades, I thought, as you're on YouTube, the next couple up, because it's a rock song, there's a couple more rock songs, and they're both Guns N' Roses songs. One's Paradise City, and one's Welcome to the Jungle, so I thought, I'll give them a listen. The Paradise City was from 6 years ago, and I listened to it all, and I thought, bloody hell, that's good. And it was really, really, really good. And it was. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't think AXEL Rose can do that good anymore. I really don't. She's really got the chops, as they say, over the pond. Anyway, I goes next to Welcome to the Jungle, which I think was only a year old, or less than a year old. Absolutely out of this world good. And when I say out of this world, I do mean out of this world. And I thought, what a talent. Now, at a time when Taylor Swift is supposed to be another country and western girl, or from a country and western background, but I think people now just put her down as pop because she's top of the pop charts, top of all the charts. I think reading her on the other day, she's the biggest selling star in the world at the moment. I think, be it single star or group. I don't think anybody's doing what she's doing. She's outselling everybody in album sales, record sales, and in concert sales. She's doing absolutely fantastically. I think Carrie Underwood came to the fore just a little bit before Taylor Swift. I don't know much about Taylor Swift, I've got to admit that. And please, you what they call Swiftettes or whatever they're called. Don't come gunning for me. I know there's lots of you and there's only one of me. But for me, for all I've heard a bit of Taylor Swift, and like bits, I think she's very talented and got a great voice. I think Underwood's on another level again. Now, Underwood does very, very well, sells lots of LPs, sells out concert tours and whatever else, but in nowhere near the same size as Swift does. Swift is a much, much bigger star than Underwood, although Underwood's doing well for herself. But I think Underwood is massive. I mean, I'll give you an idea of how much I rate her. Over the last 15, 20 years, for me, well, if you take Whitney Houston out of the equation, you've got to now because she's not here. She was absolutely out of this world, Whitney. Never seen her live. Should have done and had a chance to. I beat myself up now and again about it because I could have done. The next best for me after Whitney would be Beyonce. I think Beyonce is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. There was, I think, 5 or 6 years ago where it was Beyonce or Rihanna or whatever. It was always Beyonce for me by a long way. Seeing Beyonce live, thought she was fantastic, a fantastic singer. Also seen Carrie Underwood live, only seen them both once. Beyonce once, Underwood once. I think I've seen Beyonce, say 4 years ago, and Underwood, say 3 years ago, a year later. For me, without a shadow of a doubt, Underwood is the better performer and the better singer. For all I love Beyonce, and before all you Beyonce fans are shouting at me to the left, I'm not going to exit left, I'm not going to do any of that. I really believe what I'm saying. If you don't know Carrie Underwood and you're a Beyonce fan, listen to her and then form an opinion, but give her a few goes of a few different songs. She's probably done 8-9 LPs now, every one of them a gem. I think I've not got the last couple, I need to get them. But a brilliant vocalist. As I say, listen to them two Guns N' Roses songs, they're fantastic. And I'll give you a song, now and again I give people a song to listen to, or a group or an act. I'll give you one song to listen to of Carrie's, one that's not as well known as some. I don't think it charted, I don't think it was a single, I just think it was an album song, but I could be wrong, in fact I may well be wrong. One called Choctaw County Affair. Have a look at that done live, I seen that last night as well. I think it was done about 4 years ago in one of the CMA Awards. Choctaw County Affair. Put that in your browser, have a look for it and see what you think. Totally different kind of song, powerful voice on it, but very country. Anyone that says she's not country doesn't know what they're talking about. Brilliant song, very different. She's done loads of brilliant songs, but that's one I particularly like. So you've got two Guns N' Roses, you've got one of her own called Choctaw County Affair. Go and have a listen. Tell me what you think. But for me, Carrie Underwood is the numero uno. I think she's very special.